Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about regulatory affairs. So, what is regulatory affairs? It is a profession mainly found in the regulated industries like pharmaceutical, medical devices, energy, banking, etc. But from all of these pharmaceutical, biotechnological and medical devices related industries are the highly regulated industries of the world. You might have studied that pharmaceutical research and development of any new drug takes many years. But have you thought why? It is due to the reason of regulatory requirements of safety and efficacy of your product. One has to prove both safety as well as efficacy for your particular product before they go for the marketing authorization from the regulatory authority. And this takes so many years. So, what is the actual path of drug product from lab scale to the market? Well, there are different steps of drug development, which involves first one is the pharmaceutical product development. Second is laboratory testing. If product is showing good characteristics which are desired, then we will go for the animal testing. Once animal data collected which are sufficient and satisfactory, then we will apply to the IND application. IND stands for Investigational New Drug Application. Here you can easily remember that as the drug is still under investigation, it is called as an investigational new drug. Once this IND is approved, we will start with the clinical trials. It has four phases, but to get the marketing authorization of a new product, one need to perform only three phases first. Once these three phases are completed, you can apply for marketing authorization permission from the regulatory authority. And this application is called as a NDA application. Here NDA stands for New Drug Application. Now we have finished all the major experiments required for any new drug like animal testing and human trials. So we can say it is a new drug application rather than the investigational new drug application. So this is how you can remember the names where IND comes and where you have to apply for the NDA. But once you receive this marketing authorization, it doesn't mean now you are free. You still need to perform phase 4 clinical trial that is called as a post marketing surveillance. So these are the some of the steps of new drug development. During this new drug development, thousands of compounds were there. But as we move towards the drug development stages, the number of compounds which shows good and desirable results will decrease. And from this thousand number of compounds, only one or two compound will reach to the marketing authorization application process. This is a flowchart which is very important, which is asked in the examination very frequently. It shows the drug development stages which we have discussed. First, in the preclinical trial, drug under investigation will undergo synthesis and purification. It also contains animal testings, which could be short term and long term. The white area which you can see is the industrial time, means that period of time will be taken by industry. But the light blue lines are also there, which is time taken by the drug regulatory authorities. So once preclinical trials complete, one has to apply to the IND application, that is investigation new drug application. It will take 30 days period of time. After 30 days, if no queries will be generated by the regulatory authority, then you may start with your clinical trials. Phase 1 trial you are going to start, then phase 2, then phase 3. Once all the phases are completed and drug is still showing the promising results, then company can file for the NDA application to get the marketing authorization. Now regulatory authority will review your application when you are going to file for the same. If any queries they found in your application, it will be conveyed to the company and company will provide the responses of that queries in a timely manner. Delay in this response of query might lead to delay in the review process by the regulatory authority and that might ultimately delay your marketing authorization approval. Once the query solution is sent by the company, it will be reviewed and whatever the decision, approval or rejection, company will get that particular decision. If application is approved, that new product can be launched in the market of that particular country. Then phase 4 of that particular product will start. In this process, if sufficient data are collected, or in case of any emergency situation for life-threatening diseases, etc. kind of conditions, company may apply for accelerated development, treatment IND, or parallel track application, etc. Furthermore, during NDA advisory committee also meet for the decision. At few places you can see that sponsor FDA means regulatory authority meeting is encouraged. The meeting agenda could be anything, but the ultimate reason includes to save time as well as money for the application if data are not sufficient for IND or NDA application, etc. But was it seen like this previously? Who gave the list of requirements? How these requirements are finalized? Who is doing all this work of gathering regulatory requirements? Well, the answer is Regulatory Affairs Department of the company. If we need to define the Regulatory Affairs Department, then we could say Regulatory Affairs is all about the documentation or paperwork, how these drugs are being approved, what are the safety standards, and what are the information databases from which you gathered all this information. In comprehensive definition, it can be defined as it is a department which is developed due to the desire of government to protect public health by controlling the safety and efficacy of the products in the areas including pharmaceuticals, veterinary medicines, medical devices, pesticides, agrochemicals, cosmetics, and complementary medicines. In simple terms, RA is the interface between pharmaceutical company and the regulatory agencies across the world. RA professionals knows about the company. They know all the details about the product which company is manufacturing. And not only this, they also aware of regulatory authorities requirements. So they work in such a way that they prepare documents as per the regulatory authorities requirements related to the particular product of the company. After that, they apply to the regulatory authority for the marketing authorization of their particular product. If regulatory authorities are having any queries related to that particular product, they are going to contact the RA professionals of the company. And RA professionals need to provide the satisfactory reply to the regulatory authorities. In this way, they work as an interface between the company and the regulatory agencies. There are various others detailed roles and responsibilities of RA professionals which you can find it out from my another video of the same. Thank you.